Hello and welcome from the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, home to the Canadian Grand Prix, for today's qualifying session. I want to talk briefly about the strategy in these qualifying sessions. Anthony Davidson, how can a driver adjust their approach to gain those critical extra tenths of a second?
Well, qualifying isn't about adjusting your approach necessarily, it's more about trying to repeat a low fuel run that you've practiced prior to this session. You're looking for perfection on the lap, and that's hard to achieve if you're trying something new. There are some variables that can stand in your way, however. Track position or unexpected yellow flags, for example. Coupled with ever-changing track conditions, it's important to be out there at the right moment. But as a driver, you have to try and ignore these distractions and just keep your mind focused on that one perfect lap.
So what's up guys, Riotbox here and welcome to a brand new episode of the F1 2019 Career Mode. We are here for the next round, which is round number 7 at the Canadian Grand Prix, and woohoo, look at that corner cut through the final corner of our second flying lap in qualifying. It's enough, luckily, to get away without a penalty on that lap, so we head straight into Q2. I will take that. Lando Norris gets knocked out, and at this point we are waiting on a major upgrade coming to our power unit. So in the next few episodes, hopefully, fingers crossed, as long as the upgrade goes to plan, we should have a much stronger power unit, which will put us right up in the midfield, hopefully. And with our good aero package and chassis, we might be able to push for some decent results. But anyway, we're straight into Q2. So we're just doing well round here at Canada, and we've had a slight upgrade on the engine, but like I say, we're waiting on that major upgrade coming in the next few rounds as we absolutely skid through the final corner, and it's enough to get P4 at the minute, but let's see where we end up in qualifying then.
Bottas and Charles Leclerc. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then. We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. It was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's start with Racing Point. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, the Professor, Kevin Magnussen, and Grosjean, Verstappen, Butler, Gasly, and Kimi Raikkonen, Perez, Russell, Sebastian Vettel. They've taken a grid penalty, and Ricciardo, Norris, Giovinazzi, Alexander Albon, and Nico Hülkenberg. Kubica and Lucas Weber completes the grid, and with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, the run into
Right then, so
too long, so the pack will
an interesting grid lineup then. As you can see, Vettel did actually take a massive grid penalty and drop down to 13th. So we're in P4 in the end, even though we got P5. So here we go then, right behind Charles Leclerc. Let's see if we get ourselves a decent launch in this McLaren. And as you can see, the acceleration isn't there, the traction isn't there, and Magnussen goes clean past us. We run it deep into turn 1, return to track nice and safely, just about. I think we're about 3 wide here, with Romain Grosjean, and Gasly goes straight round the outside. I've got the inside line still, so if we're out braking, we do, and then we hold on to P7 then. So we're then closing onto the back of Butler then, our rival in the Racing Point car, getting a massive kick of oversteer there, struggling with the rear round here at Canada. The rear tyres, I think I lit them up a lot off the start, as you saw, and it's really put them in a bad shape for our first stint in this race. So we're really going to struggle with the rear tyres, so we're going to have to manage that, find a way if possible to manage it. Gasly tries around the outside of a hairpin, that's not going to work out well for him. We get back on the power and straight back into P7. So no DRS at this point in the race, of course, so we should be safe from Gasly for a lap or two, but we need to push on and try and get ahead of Butler. I mean, we should be pretty strong into this chicane. We can take it quite strong, and much stronger than the AI. So getting onto the back of Butler again. Is there anything we can do into turn number 1, braking, and we're going to get right on his chuff here. Going to get right behind him, right in his exhaust pipe. And is there anything he can do? Not a lot. And look at this, Gasly in that Red Bull coming alongside us. I did not expect Pierre Gasly to come straight back at us. Was trying to go side by side. There's not much room, but we're managing to go side by side. And in the end, he backs out of it, Gasly, and we maintain 7th place. So now we need to try and push back onto the back of Butler if possible. I will be looking to pit early because, as you can see, a massive kick of oversteer again. This car with these rear tyres is not going to end well, so we just about keep it ahead of Gasly. Very, very aggressive defending very early on in the race. I need to get some points. I can't afford to not get any points. We need to try and go on the charge with McLaren. And as you can see now, Sergio Perez comes up our inside and block passes us there at the hairpin. So at this point, lap number 5, I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to come to the pits. So this lap we will pit. Going to go for a bit of an undercut, and hopefully the medium tyres will last us to the end of the races. Gasly coming up our inside. Obviously, we're going to completely miss the final corner and just chuck it down the pit lane and put on some medium tyres. So it's all going to be about this second stint in the race for us. We've got an undercut, so we've got an opportunity to catch back up to Butler. He's obviously our rival in this race and our F2 rival as well from last season. So we do want to try and beat him if possible. So 2.3 second pit stop. Good effort from the McLaren boys. So let's keep on pushing then. A bit clearer, get these tyres up to temperature and see if we can push. So a couple of laps later, we're onto the back of Lucas Weber in the Toro Rosso, who's going on the attack of our teammate, and I'm going to go up the inside of both of them. Norris took Weber out wide and left the door wide open, so I just went straight for it. Can't afford to lose too much time. Like I say, we're on an undercut strategy here, trying to make the most of these fresher tyres while they are fresh. And now onto the back of Albon, end of lap number 7, DRS and everything. Going to come across the line, hopefully getting the job done on Albon in that Toro Rosso Honda. And we do. A few cars in the pits as well, so we pick up a few positions there and up into P15. So the next couple of laps will be lots of people pitting. It is the pit stop window now, so you'll see. I wonder when Devon Butler will pit. That's going to be an interesting one. Look at Giovinazzi and Hulkenberg going side by side into the final chicane. They hold each other up a treat, and now we're boxed in. Giovinazzi opens the door, and we don't have DRS, but we've got Rich Mix on overtake mode, and we're going to go round the outside, brake as late as we can, and just about get turned around for turn 2, 3, and 4. So let's get out of this corner, up into P9 then. We're into the points. Raikkonen is just pitted. No, he's still just ahead. Gasly's in the pit, so we've overtaken Gasly. So the undercut's worked on Gasly, but where is our Racing Point rival, Devon Butler? I keep going to call him Kevin Butler for some reason. Come around the final corner, Raikkonen finally pits. He wasn't holding us up or anything, he was just ahead of us in that cell, but he's going pretty quickly actually. So Butler is just up the road then. He must have already pitted. So 2.9 seconds is the gap to Butler. I'm going to work on hunting him down. This McLaren's quite good on its tyres, so I always find to have late race pace. So we've got a good chassis under us. It's just their power unit, which, like I say, we've got a major upgrade coming, hopefully in the next episode. So we need to just use what we've got, use the tools that we've got, and try and get a decent result. I mean, if we get P6 off of Devon Butler, that would be fantastic. But he does have that Mercedes power unit strapped into the back of that Racing Point car. And in lap number 16, up the inside into the chicane at the Wall of Champions. Wonderful, wonderful move there. Just completely took it by surprise, and he gives us a little nudge there at the hairpin on lap number 17. He's coming back at us, Devon Butler. We've not been able to escape him, and this is dangerous. Like I said, he's very quick in a straight line. We're better through the corners, but at this point, our tyres are a couple of laps older than him, so pretty much level playing field in terms of handling. Just he's got a Mercedes power unit, and we're coming on to the final lap now. He's still ahead of us because he's got the DRS from the previous DRS point. So let's see then, can we hunt down Butler? I need to find an overtake on this final lap. We're all over the back of him. Let's see if we can stick it with him for the rest of this lap, and then hopefully just pick up the DRS and get a nice move come the end of this lap. But skipping on towards the end of this lap then, are we going to be close enough. We're not, as you can see, we've got the DRS, but we're not gaining. That Mercedes power unit is so strong coming into this final chicane, getting a good run out there, all over the back of him. DRS again, Rich Mix, overtake mode, everything we've got, chucking it, and we're just short of the overtake come the line. So that is pretty annoying. But 7th place, I would take that. So I'll leave you with the outro, and for now, I will see you in the next one.
Another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. Let's have a quick look at how the drivers' standings have changed. Charles Leclerc assumes the lead in the standings after today's outstanding result. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
It's a tough one, but I think I have to give it to Robert Kubica. He really impressed me out there today, and I think he has every right to be happy with that result.
Let's move on to the constructors. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.